Great. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Muffy Clark Gill here, and I am here to celebrate Halloween in a different way than you usually think of celebrating Halloween. I am having my Spooktacular art show, and the reason I'm having this show right now is I am going to be totally renovating the studio. I'm not sure if I'm tearing it down or I'm totally gutting it and redoing it. It all depends on what the county says I can do with this little house. But sadly, my poor little house has cracking floors, cracking walls, and it's a mess, and I'm trying to resolve it. So this afternoon, I am presenting to you pieces from my Wash Day series. These are among my most favorite pieces, but I want them to go to good homes, and I can't have them stay here because I've got to move everything out of the studio. So I thought I would start with this series, and later on we'll be moving on to other pieces in my collection, because next week I'm going to be doing a vintage collector's show. So if you don't see this one, I will be posting it later on after the show is done, so you can get a chance to look at everything. And when you go online to my Instagram bio, you can go right there and tap the link. It'll take you live to the page where I have my items listed for sale, and you can check out the pieces on the sale page. I will put the link in my Facebook line when I'm done with this as well, so you can look at the pieces there. But for time being, please visit my Instagram site, and then I will also be putting this up on YouTube when I'm done. So let's get started. My first piece, you can see here, it's a large G-clay. It's a limited edition print, and I'm gonna stand back here. It's a 26 by 42 print of my painting called Wash Day Havana Vieja, a full-size print of the original. I've sold the original. It's at a good home now, and I want to find a new home for this one. Let me just turn this a little bit more. There we go. So you can see all the details. The original painting was a batik that I translated from a photograph that I'll show you later on in this show, because I'm going to be having the photograph going as well. And we'll go for, I say hi to everybody here, but I like the way these limited edition prints, you can see how thick the sides are. It's beautifully done, supported in the back. I have a hanging wire. I've only made one this size, so that's why it's a limited edition. It will come with a certificate of authenticity. And I want to make a note here, as I put this down for a second. I want to make a note about shipping. I cannot afford to give a great deal on shipping because I've got these prices so low, but what I will do is anybody that's in a 100-mile radius of Collier County, Florida, I will personally deliver your painting, or if I'm going to ship it to you, I will take $50 off the cost of my cost of shipping. So I'm going to try to help you out with the shipping on it, because I know shipping is a pain, but it's the best I can do right now because I've got all these expenses coming with me tearing down the studio. So this is number one, and to give you a reference, I originally had this on sale for $618, and today I have it on sale for $325, and I can't go any lower than that. That's my cost. I mean, it's expensive being an artist because your supplies are so expensive. And I want somebody else to enjoy these pieces as well as me. So this is number one. When you go on the link and on my Instagram and go to my landing page, you'll see all the items listed. There's going to be 9, I can't even count today, wait a minute, 9 paintings I'm going to be showing you. So this is number one, and this is called Wash Day Havana Vieja. So let's take this one down. Do number two. This is one of my, I almost don't want to sell this painting. I really like it so much. This is an original batik, and several people are probably very familiar because it's always hanging on the wall behind my workspace. So when you see me doing lives, you see this painting. But this painting is called Wash Day, Ibarra Bay. And this is another scene from Cuba. I've been to Cuba 3 times and I love the country, I love the people. I personally don't agree with the politics, but we won't even go there. I just love the countryside and the people who live there. And this is a batik painting on silk, and it is stretched on a gallery wrapped canvas. You can see how, again, I've wrapped the back side so it is glued to the canvas. It's signed. You can see my little signature on there, so you know this is an original painting. And I will be signing the back of the Habana Viejo canvas as well for whoever decides to purchase it. So this is a batik on silk. It measures 24 by 36, and the other one was 42 by 26. And let's see here, let me put this back up again. Joys of having my nails on the wall. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. So, to give you an idea, this painting I have on the website for $2,600, and the website is at mcgilltropicalart.com. But today I'm making a special just because I really want it to go to a good home and not have to be put away when I have to tear apart my studio. So I am letting this painting go for $2,600. There's a lot of work involved in any of these batik paintings because I figure the average time from the start to finish, from when I come up with the idea, I use my photograph, I translate the design onto a piece of silk, and I have to draw it on. That usually takes 3.5 to 4 hours, and then I stretch it, and I have to layer each layer of color, wax, and dye several times till I get what I want to do and get the desired result. Then I have to remove the wax, and I have to remove it by ironing it out, then wrapping it in newsprint and steaming it so I set the colors, and then I have to wash the painting before I even get to put the piece on a canvas like this. And now just a second, I'm going to get something I'll show you just so, because people who've been following me, I'll get another piece I want to show you. For those who aren't that familiar with the batik, this is the actual silk painting before I mount it. Now, people have been following me for the last few weeks. This is my piece called Golden Gator. So you can see it's a piece of silk, but it's waxed, dyed, and painted. So it's something really special. And any of these original pieces that you see I'm offering this afternoon are done the exact same way this piece was. So we're going to go on to number 3. And just have to check my notes here. Yeah, my next piece is a smaller piece. This one is 21 by 24. It is called Wash Day Cienfuegos. It is mounted on a board. It has a beautiful, let's see if you can see this, driftwood frame with a silver liner. Pull this up a little more. You can, and you see I had this custom framed. And this piece was originally $1,200, and I am offering it right now for $400. Again, this is basically my cost, and it's going for the materials, the framing, the labor I have to put into this, which we won't talk about. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. It's expensive to do batiks, but I love the results. I guess I started doing batiks when I was in high school. When I was a freshman, between my freshman and sophomore years in high school, I visited a batik exhibition in Kampala, Uganda, while I was traveling with my mother and her friend. And after seeing those batiks, I just really got hooked on the art of batik. And I came back to the U.S. and I started doing some batiks of my own. I mean, the first piece I did was using Rit dye and paraffin wax, and I gradually progressed, so I was using melted crayons, India ink, Rit dyes, and then over the years I've gone from cotton to rayon to silk, and I've been staying with silk because I just love the luminosity. You can see how pretty this looks, and especially for this reference, this piece was actually sealed as well with a UV protectant. It's a golden finish, gold manufacturing finish that protects the silk against sunlight. But of course, with any kind of artwork, you really don't want to put pieces in direct sunlight because, especially like here in Florida, it fades. So I don't care how good the UV protection is, you're going to have some fade one way or the other. So you want to really treat your artwork as very special, and I hope my artwork is special for you. So I'm going to move on to the next one. And again, we'll go back real quick. This piece was originally $1,200, and now it's $400. Another great buy. So here comes my other big batik. And this one is done just like the way this one is. And this is Wash Day Cuban Courtyards. I don't know how well you can see this, but let me go like this. It's a pretty painting. This one's even bigger than the other one. It's 30 inches tall by 40 inches wide. And again, this took many hours. I even have little details in this one. And I know you can't see it too well, but somewhere, here we go. Ah, right along here, I did some hand stitching of the wash line. So it's actually into the silk before I mounted it. So there's a little indication of the wash lines there. I started learning to do a lot of embellishment when I was in Japan 2 years ago, and it's been carrying on into my artwork ever since. So this is from a photograph I shot from my Airbnb in Holguin, Cuba, who was looking out over this courtyard. And I just loved the bright colors and the way the clotheslines were crossing each other at angles. I just thought that made for a really interesting composition. So to clarify that, this is Wash Day Cuban Courtyards. It was originally $2,600, and it's on my website right now, but I'm letting it go today for $800. Now, you know, you can have a nice size painting that can work over your couch, or you can put it on a wall in an office, a den. It's wherever you want to be able to relax and enjoy it. And you're not going to find another piece like this as it's a batik painting on silk. So this is Wash Day Cuban Courtyards. And that is number 4. So number 5 is another interesting piece from Holguin, Cuba. And I know I have a lot of Cuban paintings, but I just found the street life and the people fascinating. And a lot of Cubans get around for their daily transportation in motorcycles with sidecars attached. And I happened to see this one in front of an apartment in Holguin, Cuba. And it's a city in north central Cuba. And you can see the clothesline above on the balcony overlooking that studio. And as you can see, this was custom framed. I mean, this thing is heavy. It's a good solid frame to protect the sides of the painting. Again, another batik on silk. You can see a little details I've done using my janting tool and drawing with a brush. And these are all different layers of wax and dye that I have, once they're done with the wax and dyeing, I've removed them. And then we mounted them on the canvas. And the canvas is protected with a UV protectant. And again, it's signed on the back by me. And this painting, let me just double check here. You'd think I'd remember all this, but I can't. It was, again, this one was originally $1,200, and now it is $400, and again, it's only just barely covering the cost of my framing. So, I hope you like this one. This is Wash Day Sidecar. And that is number 5. Number 6 is another one that you might recognize from when I'm working at my work table around the corner from here in the other room. This one is called Wash Day Havana, and this is a very large piece. It has UV plexi on it. You can see the driftwood frame. There's a lot of work involved in here. And I really enjoyed doing this thing, but you can see again how nicely framed and protected it is. This is, you can see I've got a light on here, so that's giving me a little bit of glare. Let me put it up here. And let's turn this down. Just turn, I'm getting used to this light, you have to forgive me. So there are some lights from my overhead. And you can see here are the paintings. And this piece is normally $2,600, and I'm letting it go this afternoon for $700. So this is another deal of the year, because I'm never going to offer this piece again. This is, again, a one-of-a-kind original batik painting on silk that I have mounted and stretched with a UV plexi protectant. And again, it was originally $2,600, and now I'm selling it for $700. And it measures 38 inches tall by 26 inches wide. So it's a good, as you can see here, it's a good sized painting. And it's a pretty painting. So, put that one down. So we're gonna go to number 7. And this one is called Wash Day Ibarra. And this is an interesting story. I was walking the streets of Ibarra, Cuba, and I walked into this shop where the people were sitting at sewing machines. And when I looked out the outside of the room, there was all these white shirts hanging on the laundry, and I thought it made such a great contrast to the dark brown interior of the building, which wasn't that great lit, so it made the shirt stand out even more. And this is, again, a batik on silk. It has the same kind of frame as Wash Day Cienfuegos. It's got that nice white frame with silver. It's heavy. It originally was, again, originally $1,200, and today I'm letting it go for $400. So think about this one. This is called Wash Day Ibarra, because I have Wash Day Ibarra Bay, which is this one, and Wash Day Ibarra. One is number 8. And you saw the original piece we start off with my batik of Havana Viejo. Well, this is the photograph I took that inspired the piece. You can see all the beautiful details that I just fell in love with. The clotheslines, the brilliant blue of the balconies, the green plants growing on people's thing. You can see this one. And this one is 24 inches wide and 36 inches tall. Actually, it was originally $609, and now I'm selling it for $325. So this is one of 2 of the photos that the other sister pieces that are in this show were derived from, because I always work from my own photography and then translate it into a batik. And finally, last but not least, this is probably my other favorite photograph from Cuba. I love the lighting, and I'm trying to get this so it doesn't have glare on it. You can see this one. This is Wash Day Havana Happenstance, and look at this one, especially for Halloween. There's a skull that's mounted up there with the clotheslines. Don't ask me why they had a skull up there, but I just thought it was kind of fun. And then you look at the old TV antennas on the other end, because everybody has had their own antenna. And this is, again, one of those buildings in old Havana where there are many families crowded into one building, which might have been a single family home, but over the years they've divided them up into apartments. So each apartment has its own TV antenna, its own balcony, and probably 1 or 2 large rooms. But I just love the tones And you can see again, this is a gallery wrap canvas. And it is signed by me. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, as does the other piece I just showed you. And it too was originally $609, and today it is $325. So this is item number 9. When you go onto my page at mcgilltropicalart.com, you'll see it in the Instagram link, and I'll be posting it on the Facebook link as well, and it'll also be on YouTube. So if you don't have a chance to look at them today, it'll be up there for a week so you can see what is available, what has been sold, what wasn't sold. I originally had another piece that was called Wash Day Luxor, which was from my first encounter with clotheslines, and that was in Luxor, Egypt. But yesterday I had somebody else who was a collector come in and buy that one for me. So I was really excited. I already had one sale going before I even started doing a live art show. So I thank you for joining me this afternoon, and I hope you enjoyed my little spooktacular show, because now I'm going to go out and do some trick-or-treating. I'm Muffy Clark Gill, mcgilltropicalart.com, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.